Hi, PJ Grutzmacher here with Summit Automation. This is the second quarter 2025 update from Summit, and I wanted to highlight several different new things that for you. The first one is the Centaur screen testing. We just went into testing protocol. We've got over 12,000 cycles that we've tested the system. That's about, if you think about it, that's 1,000 cycles per year. That's assuming that you open and close the door 3 times a day. So with 12,000 cycles plus, we're over 12 years worth of cycle testing. That's fantastic, and it's doing really well. We're currently doing the configuration where it's one way, but once we finish that testing, we're then going to do the biparting, what we call the Apex configuration, where we have 2 motors pulling on both screens. So looking forward to those results as well, but we're ready to go on the Centaur screen automation. This next highlight that we have is the 12-in-1 touchscreen rollout. We just did those. You'll see down below that there are 2 videos. One is a shorter version. I highly recommend you watch that. The other one is a long version. That's really tailored more towards the installers. So I'll save you the pain of, you don't need to highlight the longer version. I'd stay focused on the shorter version, but they're fantastic. The customer feedback that we've gotten so far has been really, really good for the touchscreen. So that's been released, and we're shipping those now. Next update is that we've got the Spanish document. So we have installer instructions, obviously in English, but we've had such a large request for Spanish speaking or Spanish instructions. We've now then converted all of our documents over to the Spanish version. And for those of you who are our partners in Mexico, we really appreciate the fact that you actually came to the task, took our instructions, helped us convert those over, made them user-friendly and applicable for our market, our Spanish-speaking market. So great job. Thank you for your support. Next up is we've got a barn door application that we're working on that is pretty cool. It's very high-end. More to follow on that, but we've got the designs all pretty much laid out, and we're working with that door manufacturer, and that one's coming very, very soon. So stay posted for future updates on that. Just 2 weeks ago, supported the AIA, the Architect Institute Association, for CRL, their booth. We actually had a multi-slide door system in their booth, and that was automated courtesy of Summit Automation. The AIA conference went incredibly well. We also just last week, we also did final trim for a vertical lift window that was in Asheville, North Carolina. And that door, the actual panel, is 5 feet wide by 5.5 feet tall. That panel actually went up into the attic of the room. So it was really kind of a cool thing where it went up through these 2 guides and was positioned up in the attic. It drops down, it settles on the granite concrete very nicely. So great application there. Also, last week we were working with Marvin Automation Installation with some certified Marvin installers who were asking for on-the-job site training, and I had the opportunity to go out there and work with them on that, and that went really well. We installed 2 automation systems on 2 different door systems. And then also later in the week, I had the opportunity to work on a Pella automation door system that was 40 feet long, big door. And we got that automated. That customer wasn't quite sure how the automation was going to work. I was able to go on the job site, share with them what was going on, and now they have a good handle on how that door system is being automated. Just a word about replacements. So in the last 6 months or so, we've probably replaced a dozen systems from other competitive automation suppliers because they just didn't meet the spec. They didn't meet the, basically how they were sold. So those customers have come to us and asked us to replace those, and we've got over 2 dozen more that are on the books to be replaced over the course of the next 6 months. So what's kind of sad about that is that people are purchasing these automation systems expecting a certain performance, certain reliability, and unfortunately what's happening is it's not getting there. So then they end up calling Summit and we end up having to, or through our dealer and installer network, having to go out and remove those systems and replace those systems with what really does work and works well. So it's happening. It sure would be nice to be able to partner with those customers up front to probably take that pain of having to replace the systems away from them. So I encourage all of you that if you do have automation projects that are coming up, please direct your customers towards Summit Automation. We'd be happy to support them, and we make sure that we deliver a good quality product the first time so that it never ever has to be replaced. One last thing is, I'm sure you've seen in a lot of the news lately about tariffs and things like that. One thing about being a U.S. manufacturer is that I'm not saying we're tariff free, because there's electronic components, if you trace them all the way back, end up coming from wherever, mostly from China. But so there are some products that we have that are experiencing some tariffs, but the bulk of our products are tariff free. So what's good about that is that we're not seeing a big ping pong effect of pricing and things like that. And however, we have noticed that there are a couple different core suppliers that we use where they're using general tariff comments or tariff statements to try to raise their prices. We're digging in our heels. We're fighting back on that, because it's kind of like the show me state, Missouri state. Show me why and where, and help justify why you're trying to hit us with these tariff things. And we've been doing a good job fighting back on that. And so that's been good as well. We had a pretty good quarter. We're on track to do a really good quarter this next quarter. And so from a business perspective, we're doing really well. Our partners and installer network that's out there is growing every day. And our relationships with our OEMs are expanding every day. And so we really, really look forward to doing and working with you all, doing your next projects. Feel free to reach out to us at summitautomation.com, info@summitautomation.com as well, or call our main number, 480-500-5468, and one of our friendly team members will be happy to help you. And we look forward to giving you an update in the third quarter. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.